Hello, 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 beautiful unicorns. Welcome back to my weekly Get Your Shit Together weekly love guidance podcast that I typically do on my own. But today I decided I'm going to be doing an interview with one of the amazing women in our Facebook community, Heal the Unicorn, Emotional Healing and Spiritual Growth for Women. So, as your certified professional performance and spiritual awakening coach, I know a thing or two about the importance of helping women and guiding women and helping them to get their shit together so that way they can break free from that mental prison they find themselves in and build a life, a business, and or a career that they're not only proud of, but actually excited to wake up to every single day no matter how challenging it might be, no matter how stressful it might be, that they show up. And this is where I want to applaud Rebecca for showing up and saying yes to this interview because let's all be honest with one another and recognize that this is not an easy thing to do. Unless you're doing this all the time, unless you're being interviewed by people all the time and sharing your journey and sharing your story and talking about the things that you might not always be talking about. It's not an easy thing to do. So thank you, Rebecca, for saying yes. And most importantly, thank you for showing up and being here, sharing your journey with us.
Well, thank
I want to start off with, because this is Get Your Shit Together podcast, I want to start off by asking you, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you? What does it look like to you? What does it feel like to you when you think of getting your shit together?
wow. I wish you would have prepped me with that one.
I like the surprises because this is where it's like, ooh, this is an interesting and deep kind of a question that almost like requires me to journal about. So
Yeah.
instead of journaling, you can vernal about it.
Right. Okay. This is one of those Yana questions, one of those deep questions that make you, at the end of it, have a new understanding about yourself.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, to me, it means getting my shit together for me means having control of my life. So,
Mm.
let me make, so having control of my life and having control of myself and also understanding what I'm doing and knowing like exactly where I am, why I'm where I am, and where I want to go. And I'm
Mhm.
actually in alignment with that and doing actively doing things to that are related to that, that are about that. So that's what getting having my shit together means. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Feeling feeling organized.
I love that. And I actually want to hear more about what are those things that you're doing that are helping you to get organized and help you to feel like you are getting your shit together.
So okay, that one too. Yana. Okay.
I'm full of these.
Okay. So honestly, um, I did not feel like I had my shit together at all a year ago. Um, I knew what I wanted. I knew I understood myself at that point a year ago, and I knew what I wanted for my future. I knew what I had to do. I thought I knew what I had to do, the physical action steps I had to take to accomplish the goals I wanted for my future.
Mhm.
But somehow or another, I was paralyzed and I was not able to do any of those things. Like even if it
Mhm.
was right in front of my face, on my table, my hand, my arm's reach, I couldn't get myself to start doing things. And I didn't know why. I didn't understand why I was stuck. I didn't until I joined this group, honestly. Heal the Unicorn at that time. Is that what it was called? Empath
Hmm.
Unicorn Academy before. Now it's Heal the Unicorn group. Um, Once I joined this group, I actually felt like I understood what I had to do, like how to get unstuck.
Hmm.
I started participating in like all the weekly activities that you guys offer, like this live, the podcast that you have on Wednesdays. I joined the Sacred Circle, where it's an intimate group, which is you and Bethany and a few other lovely, wonderful sisters that are actively participating in the group. So having the support of people and creating relationships and being in alignment with other people that like just understand
Mm.
and like are there to um witness me and just that's it. That was supportive enough. And also hearing other people's experiences that have had similar backgrounds and similar emotional issues, setbacks. Um, that has been really like pivotal for me in like getting unstuck and then being able to like your this specifically live is the one that really has guided me onto like what to do. Like getting your shit together, like this is what you have to do, so now
Hmm.
go and do it. So, and then that is specifically the part, like your guidance specifically, making sure that you say, now it's time to apply what you've learned. You need to stop learning and start applying.
Hmm.
So that specifically was something that was like, okay, that was different because I learn and learn and learn. I love to learn. It's easy for me to learn.
Hmm.
And it's easy for me to absorb all this information, but it wasn't easy for me to start implementing it and taking immersing it into my life. So yeah, that I started taking courses that are like related to specific needs because now I started understanding the things that were blocking me. So now I'm able to do things and learn things specifically for what I need. So, like, for example, the recent inner peace journey I did with you um, really helped me because it was just perfect timing because I was having a hard time with inner peace, considering how much my life has changed in a year. And it was kind of hard for me to just be at peace with the new reality, the new beginning, the new version of me. And yeah, so that's mostly what I've been doing.
Hmm. That's a lot that you have been doing. No wonder you've been feeling so much growth that it caused you to feel this discomfort internally with that inner peace. Because when you're doing and doing and doing a lot, especially learning and learning and learning, this is one of the things that I experienced in school is that you're learning and learning and learning, but you're not really applying. And applying, that's the key there. That's the most important key because without that application, that learning, that knowledge, it gets forgotten and it gets put away. But when we apply what we learn, the reason why it's so important is because we're taking physical action and our body becomes in motion. And that's how we learn better, we learn more, we learn over and over again by practicing what we learned. And it becomes a more deeper lesson, and it actually then leads us into becoming that lesson, becoming that knowledge, because without application, it's just knowledge. And that's why that phrase of knowledge is power, I feel like it's the most stupidest phrase there is, because knowledge is absolutely not power. Knowledge is nothing. No, knowledge is just like breathing air, and that's it. What gives it power is that application process. It's what you do with that knowledge. That's what's going to define you and make a difference in your life. And because you mentioned the 21-day challenge, as I like to refer to it, that inner peace journey that helps you to remove stress and worries from your life and release it. What was it like to be part of that challenge for you?
Um, well, um, the biggest thing that, I mean, there was so many. I loved the process, the reflection process. Um, I could go back to it from the beginning, but I love the reflection process. But I think the thing that really like affected me the most was the fact that it was an everyday thing, and I had to be disciplined. Um, and that's been one of my weaknesses, is being disciplined,
Mhm.
because I wasn't for so long. I wasn't worrying about that stuff. I was more worrying about healing. I wasn't worrying
Mhm.
about stressing myself out and things like that. So now, trying to become disciplined and consistent, I feel like I really like strengthened the muscle, because even on the because I went during it just so happened that during those 21 days, so much happened in my life. It was like a lot of things, changes, new things happening in my life, and um I had to, even like there was a couple of days when I couldn't um participate. There was a couple of days I couldn't. So I could have given up at that moment. I could have been like, "Ugh, I failed," which is how I felt. Um, and anytime I am not consistent, or I'm not, I feel like responsible, or I don't show up for myself the way I want to, I feel like
Mhm.
I failed. And so, even though I felt that way, I said that I have to show up for myself. Like, what would I tell myself? Is just, it's okay. Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't focus on what, on a bad day. Don't let the bad
Mhm.
day dictate the future, you know? So let the bad days stay in the past and just keep going. And that is what I did. And then I got through it, and I was like, woohoo. And I loved that the title of the last video was woohoo. Because that's what I wanted to say. Was because, mostly because, like, I did it, like, and then you said you did it, like, we did it, because it wasn't easy for me to keep going every single day, and actually doing stuff, you know.
Mhm.
So, um I liked that I kept everything in the notebook. So my notebook kind of got beat up a little bit because I was taking it around everywhere with me, because it was like, wherever I can do this. Sometimes it was on my break at work. That was mostly when it happened. When I was working on this, on
Mhm.
my break at work. So um yeah, so that just strengthening the muscle of like discipline. And also, I loved the process of like how you totally like um paved the path for like where to begin and where to end, like, in order to have inner peace. So right from the beginning, like overcoming the resistance, and then like releasing, and then how to like meditate so that you could inner reach your inner self and actually know what you want. So
Mhm.
um and then, just accepting what comes without um trying to control everything, just knowing that abundance comes um in how you least expect it sometimes. And it just so happened that things were just happening that way too. It was like in alignment with um the inner peace journey. So I loved it. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. I want
Awesome.
to I want to do it again, like the next.
Well, thank you for sharing that. You do have access to it lifetime, by the way.
I saw that. Saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! I'm gonna do it again. You know I am.
Yeah, we're gonna be launching it again. And of course, any as you saw, any feedback, anything that you think will help to improve it, so we can improve it. And that way, when you go through it again, it might be a little different. And anyone else that will be going through it again it will be a different experience regardless, even if it stays the same if you go through it again. Because when we even watch the same movie again, we don't experience it in the same way because we become a different person from the moment we're done watching that movie to the moment we watch it again. And we don't have the same realizations that we had. That's when we have them. It's important to journal them and put them down because that process of journaling and writing things down, that's like you have an aha moment, you have an epiphany, you have a realization, you learn something. You write it down, you're learning it again. You're talking about it, you're learning again. You're talking about it again. And it's going to be a constant learning. And the reason why I like to call um, anything that we create, I typically like to call it either a challenge or a quest. For funsies, number one, all right, because unicorns go on quests, they go
Yeah.
on missions. But the challenge part is because you're not the only woman or human who struggles with discipline, with consistency, with you're taking a 21-day challenge, and that means showing up and doing it for 21 days in a row, doing it over and over and over again. And each time it's going to be something different. It's not going to be the same. So I would love to hear what would you say to the women who are listening and watching out there that struggle with the same things that you have struggled, that has helped you to actually show up and be on and be present for yourself and for the challenge to do it and follow through to the end,
So what what is it that has brought me to all of to participate in
to
everything?
help you to continue to show up every day, even though you were going through challenging times yourself. What has helped you to show up every single day, even on the days that you weren't there, to catch up and then show up and finish and follow through and completing the whole entire 21-day challenge?
Um, I guess because I knew that at the end of it, there was something to look forward to at the end of it. Like I just couldn't wait to what this was going to lead to.
Hmm.
It was it was yeah, it was like like watching a movie, but it was like my movie, my you know, and I didn't know what to expect because
Hmm.
every day you posted something different, you know. So it was like it something to look forward to and curiosity too.
Hmm.
And I was just interested in what I was going to get out of it at the end of it, you know.
Hmm. Awesome. It's like you said, it's like a movie, but you're getting to write and create your own movie
Mhm.
every day without watching it on the screen.
Yeah,
Um,
because like at the end of each reflection and you know the questions, at the end of it, there was a new awareness I had, you
mhm,
know, and every single day I I made choices based on my new awarenesses. And oh my gosh, I'm gonna get emotional right now just saying that. I can't believe it. But like honestly, if it wasn't, I don't even think if it wasn't for this experience that I would have gotten the new job that I have now, because I just got a new job that, doing teaching, which is something that I didn't think was going to happen for a long time.
Mm,
But being able, but taking that, this, like, applying what I'm learning and just like doing things and like opening my emails, instead of avoiding my emails, and just deleting, getting rid of things. I think there was one of the days when we're like this releasing and or something, and I just started deleting my emails,
mhm,
and then I wouldn't have come across this job opening. So yeah, it was just new awarenesses, and then things to how am I going to apply this to my life. And then when I was confronted with things, I was able to make choices based on what I knew, my new awareness, my new knowing, and also understanding of myself and like what I wanted. So I was making choices based on that.
mhm. The question that's coming to my mind now, it's like I'm seeing two versions of Rebecca.
Okay.
One that I met last year, and
Mm.
then one that I know now. What would you say is the biggest changes and the differences between these two Rebeccas?
Mm. I guess I'm um allowing myself to shine. I'm allowing myself to be myself
Hmm.
without being about, I'm not holding back. Um, I'm this way all the time. So this is me. So I'm not holding back. Um, and I'm focusing on the positive,
Mm.
focusing on love. I'm focusing on my intentions, the intentions of what I want versus what I don't want. Um, I'm not, I'm releasing. I wasn't releasing before. I had it all inside of me. And all, like, even from the first inner child meditation that I did with you on in the sacred circle that you led, I just felt I met my inner child for the first time. And it was so awesome because every time you would do one of those inner child meditations, I was a different age and I was like healing, you know? So I felt all of that. So I've been releasing, and I've been able to making space for what's meant for me now. And it's happening fast because I've been making the space. So it's happening so fast, and so I think that's like a big difference, you know.
Hmm. It sounds like you have been discovering who you truly are, accepting her, getting to know her, even through these meditations where each time you do the inner child meditation, you're at a different age because you were going and dealing with different things at that age and getting to know yourself because that is you and you are her, just that now you're older and wiser than you were then, and getting to know her and what she was going through and how she was interpreting and understanding the world versus you now helps you to understand your deeply ingrained programming, your default programming. And when you start to understand those things, this gives you this space and the energy and the awareness to release and let go. And when you release and let go, you're allowing yourself to be here, to take up the space and be. And when you align with yourself, what's meant to be for you starts to come in. And the more time and the quicker that you reach that state of being the true authentic you, the more things start to come to you that are meant to be yours, that are for you. Because here's how I'll describe it. It's like everything that you have ever wanted and everything that is meant to be yours, everything that was a wish and a dream, and all those things that you even hoped and thought of experiencing, the universe has been hoarding them for you. The universe is a hoarder. Like it hoards every thought, feeling, and emotion and experience of everything and everyone that has ever existed and will exist. So the universe is a hoarder. It just has a lot of space to store these things in. So it has its own space for you and it's hoarding all of these things that are for you in the way that they're meant to be for you. And all it's doing is literally waiting for you to get your shit together and align with who you truly are. And then it gives it to you. It says, okay, she's ready. She has earned and proved to me that she's ready to take it and to keep it. Because otherwise, there's a lot of things that we all had wanted. We were
Mm-hmm.
given those things, but we didn't know what to do with them or how to be grateful for them and how to hold on to them. So we then ended up losing those things. And this is where we also then experience the grief and the loss and build a lot of negative feelings and emotions around it. And until we align, once we align, then those things come back to us because now we are who we're meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the question that I have for you is, having gone through this 21-day challenge and all the things that you and I have done together,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say your experience has been like working with me?
Um, wow, Yana, here we go again.
I am full of like deep questions and
I
uncomfortable ones.
know I love you. I love you so much. I feel like we are like soul sisters. So, but right off the bat, uh, I felt like you understood. So right off the bat, I felt understood and supported right off the bat. So I felt like I was safe, even though I didn't know you. I felt safe. Um, and and I really like that you have not been somebody that's like told me what to do or answered any of my questions. You've just like navigated my own healing journey somehow. I don't know how, but you have like you've just helped me like keep going, keep flowing, and to keep progressing. And um, so yeah, that's what my experience has been like. I like that it's my own experience and it's my own yeah. I and through because of that, I think that's one of the oops, I keep shaking my thing. That's one of the other reasons why the other thing is different about me from last year is that I know that I'm the answer. I'm the nobody's gonna tell me, nobody's gonna rescue me. There's no knight in shining armor or goddess or god or anything like that that's gonna like come and makes miraculously solve everything.
Mhm.
It's me that I'm the one that has to, that I'm the one that I'm the answer to everything. I'm the one that knows what the answer is for me.
Mhm.
And I'm the one that could heal myself. And I'm the one that could rescue myself. So that's the difference too. I'm not just sitting around and waiting anymore. I'm actually taking care of myself and I'm really good at taking care of other people. So it's not easy to learn how to take care of myself, but I'm getting the hang of it, and I think I'm getting pretty good at it. I think I'm getting pretty good at it. So
Yeah. And I'd say that's the biggest part of getting your shit together is learning how to take care of you and how to hear your own knowledge and your own wisdom and your own higher coach. And that's one of the biggest reasons. And this was initially one of the hardest things that was for me is not to give answers to people, and going through the IPEC coach training. That's one of the things they really taught us. Like everyone knows what to do and how to do it. They have the answers. All you gotta do is ask the right question. And by the way, there is no right question. So it's like, well, how am I supposed to know? Tell me what the right questions are, because we're humans. We want, give me the spiel, give me the list of all the right questions, and I will memorize them and I'll ask them. But the right question is the one that comes to you just through, and then you ask it. And mine just happen to be sometimes uncomfortable because those are the questions that I know women are already asking themselves. But what they're not doing is they're not answering those questions because
Mhm.
it's uncomfortable and nobody likes to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But we don't grow when we're uncomfortable. We only grow when we're uncomfortable, when we do things outside of our boxes, outside of our homes, outside of our belief system, and outside of our comfort zone, the things that we identify as fears, the
Yeah.
things that scare us.
Hmm.
Making a list of those fears is one of the things that I did, and it was the best thing I did because then I decided I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I'm like, this one I don't even care to do. Maybe one day, yeah, maybe I'd want to skydive, but for me, it's like I don't see the value in it.
Yeah.
Right? But doing live videos was one of the things that I was really petrified of, like petrified, where my body was cleansing itself from every hole it possibly could. And I still did it anyways. And look where it brought me. Did I know where it was gonna bring me? Absolutely not. It was just one of those things that I felt, and somehow I knew that was for me. I didn't know why, I didn't know how, I didn't know where it was going to bring me, but I knew there was something in there for me, even though I had that resistance and I had that fear, but I did it anyways. And those are the things that you have been doing throughout your whole entire life.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear what are some of those things that on your journey of life that were obstacles for you on your healing and growing journey that you have experienced.
Um, I have a lot of, well, I had childhood trauma, a lot of childhood trauma. Um, and I didn't know that it was stuck inside of me, that it was still because I had, studied psychology, gone to therapy. Um, I thought I understood everything. And even during that time when I was a child, I was so strong and brave, um, that I thought I was okay. I didn't know that I was traumatized and the trauma was part of me still,
Hmm.
part of personality. And, um, and it was affecting my life because it was part of my personality. And
Hmm.
so I coped with things, with undesirable things, either no matter what it was always an unhealthy way of coping with it because of the trauma that was triggered every time. And I didn't know that was what was happening. So I had immense pain and had a really hard time. And just even with the most insignificant things that shouldn't affect somebody, it would affect me. I would get a lot of anxiety. And that's what I really had been struggling with my entire life because I didn't know I had all this inside of me. So now I had physical anxiety, physical health problems as a result of the anxiety.
Hmm.
And also for many years at the end of all of that, which was like 7 years ago, um, I say at the end of that because I feel like that was like the end of a whole book or whole season. And then at the end of that, I went into like a darkness where I isolated, which was like everybody did. It was during quarantine.
Hmm.
But that's kind of when it went into, everybody went into their isolation and it affected everybody in different ways. But for me, um, I was able to really like I was faced with myself. I couldn't escape and all the shadows.
Yeah.
so so I got the chills because yeah, that was the first thing I had to face. And so that was all the traumas, the things that were still haunting me and I didn't know it. And I had to face them and heal through them. And so but that during that time it made me I wasn't able to work. So I'm a teacher. I wasn't able to be a teacher because I had to stop that and I had to heal because it was at the point where that was I couldn't function anymore
Yeah.
as myself. It had already taken over. Um, I was at my limit, so um, I had to stop that, heal, and just take care of my family, take care of myself. So yeah, that was a big effect on my life and my in every way, financially, my relationship, myself too, because I was part of my identity. I felt like I failed again, you know. I didn't know I was ever going to be able to go back. So that's why this is such a like glorious time for me because I'm back. But
Mhm.
yeah, so and my relationships with my family, my relatives and stuff like that, I had to as part of my healing, I had to release people from my life, not necessarily like cut them off, but some people I did. But if not, I learned about something called loving from a distance. So
Exactly.
from a healthy distance. And so I learned about that. Um, and I learned, so it's been hard. Um, and then because of all I have regrets. So I have regrets. I had regrets, but now at this point, I understand that without all those things that I say I regret, I wouldn't know what I know now. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything. I feel so empowered. I think that's like owning our power is when we understand how to take control of our lives and then heal ourselves every time. Save ourselves, rescue
Mhm.
ourselves, be there for ourselves, show up for ourselves first. Before and anybody else who comes is extra, like thank you. I appreciate you. You are awesome. Thank you for being here with me
Mhm.
because I'm here. So thank you for being here with me. So um yeah, that's how I feel now. Like this is my life and um life isn't happening to me. I'm creating it. And I feel like that's owning our power.
Yeah. You got a blank canvas, even though there was things that you've experienced in your life that were drawn on that canvas. In reality, you got a blank canvas because once you awaken spiritually, and that's what it sounds like you went through precisely when you were going through that dark time
Yep.
where this is what spiritual awakening is. You literally wake up and start looking around, and pardon my French, and say, "What the fuck? What is going on? Where am I? This is not the world I was living in. Who brought me here?" It's almost like you wake up in a different reality, and it's challenging to cope with it. Some people actually cannot cope with it.
It's
And
hard.
it is hard. It's not meant to be easy because you're actually one of the lucky ones that gets to wake up in this lifetime. Not
Hmm.
everybody gets to wake up and go through these challenging, hard times And the reason for that is because what's on the other side? Freedom. The
Yep.
ultimate freedom of self and for the self where
To
you
live.
are liberated,
Yeah.
right? Where you get to be you, where you get to do everything that you ever wanted to do, but you couldn't do that because the previous version of you simply would not allow for that to happen, would not allow for that to take place.
I think like releasing too, because like I didn't know what I wanted. So I think through this in this group too, like I learned from you and Bethany, like how to listen to our inner voice and our heart song so that you do know what you want and don't want. Because I didn't even know. That was one of the other things. Like once you're not the person you were anymore, once you realize, once you wake up and you're like, holy shit, like how do I what who am I? Where am I? And what do I do with myself? You know? Like
Mhm.
now what? Like how do I fit in and what's even the point? You know? And so like the point is when you follow your heart song and you follow your joy, you follow your love, you have a heaven on earth, like you
Yeah.
said. Have heaven. You have a heavenly experience. It's beautiful. So why not experience it? If you're not so if you're just like not, just not focusing on the bad and the darkness and like what you don't have and the past, um that's what your life's going to be like. You're just going to be in sadness and sorrow and grief and regret. So it's just a matter of perspective and your mindset. So I think that's what the freedom is. It's like your just ability to live your life and be happy. Just be happy, not trying to make other people happy and not trying to be somebody that you think you're supposed to be, but just be be you.
I love that. That's actually a great way of putting perspective on it, on where you have been, where you are, and in a way where you want to go. One
Mm-hmm.
of the things that I wanted to ask you is, I'll start it in this way. If you or you as the watcher, the listener, if you're not having fun and loving your life, then you're doing it wrong. And until we realize the crazy truth and the reality that we're doing life wrong and what we're doing wrong, we're not going to do it right. So my question for you, Rebecca, is how would you do life right that would allow you to love your life, feel alive, and have fun and feel love and enjoyment and that sense of adventure as you once did? What would you do that would be right to allow you for those things to take place?
Like specifically or in
No,
just
it doesn't have to be specific. If there are specific things,
okay.
then you can share those.
um I for sure um must feel it like I'm in my body
Hmm.
every every morning. I have to ground myself, um so that I have to come back, because sometimes even in the morning, first thing, it's already happening, like all the things, right? All the things.
Hmm.
So I have to stop, I have to ground myself. Like today, that's why I'm like, hold on a second, let me ground myself really quick. I have to just remind myself who I am,
Hmm.
how I want to make people feel, like what my legacy will be, what my essence, I want my essence to be, what I want my energy to be. And I do that first. And then this way I know that no matter what happens in the day, um, I'm gonna feel that way and I'm gonna make other people feel that way. So that's what my environment's gonna be like. So that's the most important thing because I could make all these plans, right, for the day and like all these things I want to do that would make me happy, all these like activities or whatever. But things change and things go wrong, especially when you have kids. And
Yeah.
um, so I still, no matter what happens, still want to feel happy and still want to feel calm and still want to be enjoying my life. And I want the people around me to feel safe with me and feel loved from me.
Mhm.
Like kids, my family, I want them to feel like a good energy from me, no matter what happens. So that I think, I don't know if that's a good
Yeah.
enough answer.
It sounds like a basically an emotional state of being, almost as consistently and constantly as you can. That would be the place where you would live your life fulfilled
I
and love and
feel
fun.
like intentional about how I want my energy to be. And like, even if my emotions get triggered somehow, I can always have that to resort to, you know? Because
Hmm.
I just feel that my emotions have been the thing that have been dictating my life. And like, I would rather be the one dictating my life.
Yeah.
So I could just put my emotions on check. Get back, get down. You're okay.
Hmm. It's like, no, thank you. You can stay there. I don't need you right now.
Yeah.
Awesome. So wanna as we're getting close to the end, I wanted to ask you, help me and the listeners to understand and talk about the page that you created, Real Life with Rebecca. How did that happen? Why did that happen? What's in it for you and for everyone?
Okay. Wow. I didn't know you were going to talk about that. uh, well, I didn't know I was going to create Real Life with Rebecca. I wasn't intending to. At the beginning, I was in the darkness still. I was actually coming out of the darkness and um, I was learning about, I don't know, I was learning to be open to other
Hmm.
things that I didn't know about, like spirituality and energy and just, connecting with the universe, connecting with all the energy around me, all nature, working in harmony with nature and the energy of nature. So I didn't know about all that, but I was starting to learn. So um I joined the class that I was compelled to join. I was not I never thought I would join this class. I don't know what it was, but I started learning about my intuitions and just following my intuitions and my feel, just listening to my inner voice.
Hmm.
So this class, it was just I couldn't get this inner voice to stop telling me to take this class called the Shine. It was called the Shine, Show Up and Shine.
Hmm.
And so I signed up for this class. It was affordable and I was able to make payments. So I was like, okay, I'm able to do it. I don't know. There's something just I have to do it. I have to do it. And so I took the class and it was about how to make videos online. And I was never intending to make videos online, but I did want my kids were interested, like the little ones were interested in YouTube. So I was like, let me just get some background information. Let me learn some stuff, about making videos online. So I went on there and it was a whole other thing because I had no idea what it took. And I didn't know I was gonna have to practice. So within practicing and overcoming that it's almost like jumping off a cliff. Um, that's the only thing I could compare it to. Like, you're gonna okay, jumping off a cliff with the river under it, because I've done that before and I could compare it to the same. I jumped off a 4-story cliff into a river, um and I could only compare the emotion to that. But that's how it felt when I went live for the first time. Or not live,
Mhm.
but I put a video on social media. Um and just doing that and overcoming all of the different fears that are involved with that. There's so many different things, comparison,
Yeah.
just feeling just not enough, not good enough, just, all the things that you have to overcome. Imposter syndrome, which I want to do
Oh,
that one. Did I tell you I want to do the imposter syndrome journey?
yeah,
Um,
I saw. Yeah.
so that I overcame all those things, and also I started making connections by creating the page. Oh, so I decided to create a page called Real Life of Rebecca, because I was learning how to be my authentic self, and I was becoming proud of my authentic self. And I wanted to show, to guide other people into the same, like in the same path. Like I
Mhm.
wanted to show other people that you could just go online and be no makeup wherever you are, just be yourself. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to have a certain setting or anything like that. You could also go online just like that. You don't have to be, like other people that have all the perfect makeup on and everything.
Yeah.
So, um, I just wanted to show up and be authentic and just contribute to the collective energy of authenticity. Because I feel like there's such a lack of authenticity,
Mhm.
especially in this
Yeah.
digital world now with all the filters and everything.
Yeah.
So, um, and like also like the now fake, like you could just look like somebody else. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I'm like, oh no, we need some balance here. And that was my mission. And the only thing I wanted to do, my only purpose on my page is to spread light into the
Mhm.
world. Just light, just planting seeds if I could. So whoever is meant to hear will hear, and maybe I could trigger something for them that might lead them on a path, a different, maybe a timeline shift. Who knows? Because every little choice you make, and not every little choice, some choices you make will actually change your life, the
Yeah.
outcome. So, and it could be just a small little thing too, but it just, you have to think about the ripple effect of it. So, um, yeah, that's why I created my page. I wasn't sure exactly why I was doing it, but the only thing I did know was that I wanted to be authentic, and I wanted to share what I've been learning for
Mhm.
other people that were like me, you know?
Yeah. That's perfect. That's a perfect reason to create it. We don't need to know the whole entire spiel of why we do what we do. It's the most powerful thing, the most amazing creations that people have created throughout human existence were based from this. I refer to it as wisdom, which is wisdom is knowing something without really knowing where it's coming from. It's trusting whatever it is and understanding whatever it is, um, that it's coming from somewhere, and and then following that trust, that inner knowing that I know there's something here. I don't know what it is, but there's something there. And those who get stuck, those who are too analytical, I know there's some of you listening. Nothing wrong with being analytical. We need you, ladies. We need the analysts. But those who are too analytical and those also who are not too analytical, but have the capacity in the moments where you're just spending too much time trying to figure out and get the answers and analyze your next steps or what kind of ice cream you're going to eat from this ice cream store. It keeps you stuck in that place. But the reason for a lot of that is the fear of starting, the fear of getting those first steps in, the fear of getting into the water and
Yeah.
just testing it out with your toes just a little bit and figuring out, is this what I want to do? Is this not what I want to do? But the way to figure it out is as long as you know how to swim, which most of us do, then you jump in the deep end and you figure out if that's the water you want to be in, if it's comfortable for you. And if
That,
not, get out and go to a different water, go to a different body of water, if you will, which is essentially try something different in order for all of us to know if this is what we want, we must try it, we must do it, and get put that analyst on mute or on pause and analyze afterwards. Analyzing things is actually very, very important. It is a skill that all of us need. But sometimes it's not necessary to analyze the before we're doing something, but afterwards, yes, analyze. How was it? How did it go? What did I learn? What am I going to do differently? Or am I going to do this again or not? And then going from that point on.
yeah, I had like gone to college, and I mean, I've done as much as I want to do in college for now. I got my master's degree, and then I hadn't taken any classes in so long, like I don't know, decade or something. But I don't know what it was. Like I told you, it was this inner voice that was just calling me to take this class. If I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have started my page. I wouldn't have gone live. I have a private profile page. I only had very little friends on there. I was very private. I'm, very private person. And um and by doing that, I made so many wonderful connections and good friends that have actually become like my sisters, my soul sisters. And um if you're one of them, Yana. Like I feel like through that I was able to make these connections. Like with you, I found Bethany Briggs, who was an admin in this group. So she was talking about it, and that's how I found the group. And I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't taken that class. So that decision brought me all the way to a whole healing journey, becoming unstuck, being able to progress to the next phase of my life as a woman. I feel like I became a woman now, a real woman, and being able to be the mother I want to be, and hopefully the future, the grandmother I want to be, and now the teacher I want to be, because I didn't even know I was going to be able to be a teacher again, and the partner I want to be. Like that wouldn't have happened.
Mhm.
I don't know if it would have or wouldn't have happened, but if it would have taken a lot longer. I don't know how it would have happened. Because this has been just, it's been much easier because I've had guidance the whole
Mhm.
way. So yeah, that's how I was able to find this. And so I feel like that little choice to join that class or participate in that course changed my entire timeline. So,
Mhm.
and I really was hesitant about it. I was the last one to join it. I, I was like, oh, I was resisting, you know? So that's why anytime I feel compelled, like I felt compelled to join the inner peace journey, I feel compelled for the imposter syndrome. Um, I will do it,
Hmm. That's awesome. I love that you're able to identify the anchors and the catalysts that you said yes to that allowed you to then be on this trajectory of life and become who you are now. And also your awareness of understanding who you would have been or could have been if you listened to that intuition. And because you listened to the intuition and you said yes, where it has brought you and to who you have become that it has brought you to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last question that I have for you is going to be the one that's going to be helpful for everyone listening and watching. I would love to hear one piece of advice that you would give to all the women who are in our community or who are listening to this podcast on a different platform of how they can start getting their shit together.
Okay. Um, I would say first, um, make a list. That's that's something I learned from Yana. So a list, make a couple of lists, make lists. Just write it down, get it out of your head, organize your ideas, organize your feelings on paper so that you could see. And then you get yourself in alignment that way, like your ideas in order, versus also action steps, like things you want and emotions. And you just get yourself kind of organized because everything's all over the place. You feel like a basket case. You don't know where to begin. You're chasing your tail. You're just, you're drowning, right?
Yeah.
So write it down, make a list. Even if you don't know what to write down, just start writing things down. And then learn how to meditate, learn how to do breath work because you have to regulate your nervous system. So you have to learn how to manage your the energy in your body. So that's easy. That's done through movement, through breath work, and through like meditation. So I learned how to meditate too, and it's not as hard as you think it is, and it's not um even what I thought it was. Like a lot of people think it's like you're gonna just go into this like I don't know trance all of a sudden like hypnotic state, and you're just gonna like start levitating or something. No, it's just like, well, once you get used to it, once you get good at it, really, it's just tapping into the energy that you are and
Mhm.
learning what your inner voice sounds like. That's the the voice of your soul, of who you are, your higher self. So that's done through relaxing, through quiet, quieting your mind. And even if it's through, like for me, I literally have no alone time really. Like I had to get rid of my kids. My older daughter had to do me a favor and take all the kids out so I could be here. And they already got back. I could hear screaming down there. Um,
Perfect timing.
but like, yeah, so I found ways to in the shower or late at night or just through early in the morning in the sacred circle, um, to learn to meditate, to quiet my mind, to do breath work, to learn how to feel my energy,
Mhm.
um, the energy on my body. Um, and so that's so I would say list, get yourself organized, learn how to just do some breath work, how to calm yourself down, and maybe even meditate. That would be great. Um, um, and from there, I would say try to make connections too. I think everybody needs to have people that are like you that you could connect to, even if it's digitally,
Mhm.
so that you know that you're not alone and you also have you could get inspiration because somebody who's not like you won't inspire you all the time.
Mhm.
So you want constant inspiration, constant, like artists want to hang out with artists, musicians hang out with, so so you get inspired by like-minded people. And inspiration is something we need every day.
Mhm.
It's the spark of life, I think.
Yeah,
So sometimes I just read. If I can't connect, I connect with somebody, the author of the awesome book I'm reading, you know?
that's perfect. Thank you for that advice. I would love to hear how many women are either already doing it or are have written it down and now gonna start following Rebecca's advice that will help you to start getting your shit together or continue to get your shit together. Try something different if you haven't tried any of these. And if you have and it's been working, keep doing it. Keep at it. Discipline and consistency and persistency is going to be the key that's going to help you to essentially just get your shit together and live the life that you, up until this point, might have just been dreaming for or hoping for. And maybe you're like me, you get to a point in your life where you're just too tired to take any more naps, too tired to sleep all day, thinking that after this nap, I'm gonna wake up and everything will be the way as it was. But once you awaken, there's no going back. Once you are awake, you cannot go back to sleep, which is I refer to as spiritual awakening. Once you open the Pandora's box, there's no closing it. So no amount of naps help me, no amount of trying to escape help me, but what did help me is lists, figure out what I want, what I don't want, who I am, and all the different places and spaces that makes up me as a human being, and then identifying my fears, and then also seeing how my fears also sometimes would align with my dreams and seeing, oh, no wonder I'm not going after this dream because I'm petrified of this part of this dream. And then deciding, okay, that's my goal list. My goal list is my fear list. The things that I'm uncomfortable with. That's my goal list, okay? And I go after one, the other, the other, the other, the other. Because our goal in life, this is what self-mastery is about, is not fear being in control of us, but us being in control of fear. And the way that we become in control of fear, take control in charge, is to show who the boss is.
Not let it stop, not let it stop you. Face to face.
Exactly. Face your opponent face to face. It's time to stop being, I'm going to use the C word, coward, because we're all are cowards at one point of our life. And if we think back to the cave times, do you know the cavemen that survived? Are the cowards. The ones that stay behind, the one that did not go out there and get eaten by the saber-toothed tiger. And yet we needed them both. So, I mean, both survived, but majority was the ones that stayed behind that kept themselves safe because they were too scared to venture out. But now
Hmm.
we're not living in cave times. There's no saber-toothed tiger. No one is going to destroy you.
So we think. No, just kidding.
Right? So we think, but realistically, and then we have our realistic mind and we have our unrealistic mind. The fear primarily is unrealistic. And when we sit with it and we question the fear and have that dialogue with that fear, we realize, wow, you're really something. I don't know where this fear is coming from. And then the other part is, wow, that's a really serious fear. But I don't want that fear to hold me back because look at this other list that this fear is holding me back from.
Yep.
I don't want to live that way. I want to
Yep.
experience all these things. And I can't because of this one fear right here.
Yep. Hmm.
So, thank you, Rebecca, for being here with me, with us, and opening up and sharing so open-heartedly about the a lot of the things that you've been going through, growing through, dealing, not dealing, saying yes to, not saying yes to your realizations, and sharing your journey with who you were and what it took you to get to who you are now. Because it's so easy for people to see us, to see you with who you are now and think that, oh, it's easy for her. She was born, she's essentially privileged. She's lucky. She had it all easy. But then going into this interview and understanding that it takes a lot for any one of us to get to where we are. And it took a lot for you to get to where you are. And it will continue to be a journey that you're growing on and overcoming all these different things.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it though. I feel like I have the tools. I feel empowered though. Like I'm ready for life. I was hiding. I was hiding because I didn't think I could defend myself, protect myself against life, but now I do. I feel
Yeah.
that.
Now you got everything you need and your tool belt, and anything that happens, you got the tools to bring out to
Because it
protect yourself and defend yourself if you need to.
the,
Hmm.
the happen. The low times still happen. I still get
Oh yeah.
dark. Still, I get affected. I still have the triggers, but I'm able to get out of it and fast. So you know, I feel so much. I feel like now I can help other people too. Like I want
Yeah.
to help. Mhm.
And that's what we're all here for, is we help a couple of people, and then those couple of people help other couple of people, and it's like that ripple effect. It's like if you look at any the one that comes to mind, because all of us, we come from a corporate world. When you're in a corporate world, you have this call tree where you have the CEO, and from CEO you have these two people that are usually working under the CEO, and then there's four people under each one, and it's almost like a tree, like a family tree. But it all starts at the top, the catalyst, with the one person that decided, I'm gonna do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to help all these people. And by helping them, those people are going to be helping everyone else in the ways that they are meant to, in the ways that feels right for them. Not everyone is going to be doing the things that I'm doing or the things that you're doing. Even if we're doing similar things or what might seem like the same, they're not the same. They're different because we're different humans, and we bring the help in different ways. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't think of anything else to share. I know we were aiming for half an hour, but hey, sometimes
I
it,
That was not gonna happen.
yeah, I know. And also you and I, whenever we do talk, even just ourselves, it's like, okay, it's gonna be 15 minutes, an hour and something later.
Exactly.
Yeah. But thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being you, and continue being you, and continue to uncover who you are and embracing it, and learning to detach from everything and everyone else that is trying to keep you small because it makes them uncomfortable. So, thank
Thank
you. And maybe we'll do this again another time. And until next time, thank you everybody for listening and watching. We're looking forward to all the comments that we'll respond to afterwards. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see each other next week for one of these Get Your Shit Together weekly live guidance with myself, where I will be with myself. I'll have another interview at a later point. We'll see which one of you wants to be the second guinea pig. And until then, bye everybody. Bye, Rebecca. Have a great day.